My name's Stephen Tomlinson. I'm a retired police officer, having done 30 years, retired nearly 16 years ago now, and presently work in the glass industry. I'd retired for a week and got fed up after a week, so went to see my brother and got myself a part-time job doing 50 hours a week in the glass industry. I should have officially retired. Well, I'll be coming up 2 years ago now, but I don't want to retire. I'm quite happy working. I took my test in the force. They actually taught me to ride, so sort of on and off different bikes, but bikes for me have been a passion, is the best way of putting it. Since I was about 15, I first started riding bikes about in the field. I mean, my father was into bikes before I was born, before they were married. He got a BSA, and I've got a photo of Mum and Dad on his BSA, which I absolutely cherish. It's a great little photo. Mum and Dad, they were then about 18 years old. He's on his bike. He was a farmer. My granddad, from my mum's side, he was an avid motorcyclist all his life. He rode, that's all. He never drove, he always rode. And he went to war, Second World War. He was a military policeman. And he and his twin brother, both military policemen, they were sent to Burma, where they were taken captive, put on the Burma Railway, survived it. He came back from there, a changed man obviously, but he'd always had motorbikes. And I can always remember going to see my granddad, and he used to put me on the back and we'd ride into town, go and get something and come back again. That's where it started to really set the seeds for me. As soon as I could afford a bike, when it was school leaving, starting my apprenticeship, Dad and I went to Leicester and he bought me an old BSA Bantam, a 175 Bantam, D7 I think it was. But from there I went through many bikes over a riding lifetime. Yamahas and Hondas, Suzuki, CCM, Ducati, Kawasaki, Harley. It was a bit of a quirk of fortunes really. I got a letter from the bank some few years back saying, we believe we missold you insurance thing relating to vehicle purchase. Would you like us to resolve it? Well, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, of course I do, you know. Anyway, they gave me about $8,000. That started the ball rolling because that got the old grey matter wearing. I'd got, I think at that point in time, I'd got a Ducati. And I thought, I don't know, I fancy a Harley. I fancy something that I can cruise on rather than something mile-munching, continent-busting type thing. And I went into what was then Norwich Harley-Davidson, saw Keith, who's now here, and I bought a little twin cam Fat Boy, and I absolutely loved it. Great bike. It was just, it fitted a treat. Everything worked well. It really was a bike that I enjoyed. And that was my start with Harley. After a year or so, not long, I thought, I like the street glides. Always have liked the street glide, like the look of them. I came into Newmarket Harley when it was up the road in its old place, and did a deal with a beautiful twisted cherry street glide, which I kept for quite a few years. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Altered it slightly, did my own thing. Everyone adds their own bits to them. Eventually went to stage 2 with a torque cam, and it transformed it. It just absolutely transformed the machine. It's beautiful. And then I got the itch. After a little while, got the itch and clocked a nice CVO Street Glide. So down the road we went again, changed the bikes over, and traded that in for this CVO, which again was another nice, very nice machine, got all the bells and whistles. Kept that for a while, did a stage 1 transform on that, which was very nice. And eventually, when the 120th anniversary came out, bought myself another Fat Boy, but I couldn't get on with that. After a few months, decided I was going to have this one, and I'm more than happy with what they've produced here. This is a complete revelation to what the old Street Glide was. The old Street Glide's a good bike, there's no getting away from that, but this is at another level. I mean, firstly, it's got to always be the looks, isn't it? That's what attracts you to a machine, is the look, and if you don't like the look of it, you walk away. But so I've always liked the look of the Street Glide before I even owned them. That's what drew me towards them. For this one, what I like best is the fact that they've updated it so radically, but without it losing its character. So for me, it's still my Street Glide. It's still a Street Glide, like the other Street Glides you can see. It's still that, but it is just a transformation, total transformation from what I got off of. The old 117 CVO, which I had, was a really good machine. This is another step up. Performance, yeah, because it's a slightly bigger engine, but the chassis on it, the suspension, the brakes and everything, it's lighter, so it's more flickable, you can manoeuvre it better, and it's lovely. I've now done nearly 2,500 miles on it since March, and it's just awesome. I mean, other than putting a taller screen on it, I mean, I'm not tall, but the screen that was on it was just too low, too much wind blast. So I put a taller screen on it, which is great, and a pair of highway pegs. That's all I've done to it at the moment. But I'd like to go stage one with it eventually. Exhaust system, filter, and a remap. But as they come out of the box, they are a great machine, really are nice. As much as I live at Norwich and I can go to the coastline of Norwich, you tend to find this time of year, during the riding season, there's so much holiday traffic about, it just spoils your day. So apart from the occasional trip to the coast, most of my riding is done inland. So I'll go into the Midlands, I'll ride into the Midlands, over to Oakham, through to Newmarket Harbour, where I come from, back round, probably come out on the 14, down through Cambridge, stop off here, and just do 200-300 miles, go home again. Sometimes, yeah, I'll go down the A47, stop at Wisbeach, have a coffee there, and then through to the Midlands. Yeah, he wants to look at me.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, as far as distances go, I mean, we did a 10-day tour to Germany when my wife was avid pillion. She's not anymore, but she was then. And we did 10-day tour to Germany, did what they call a dam buster tour. So we visit all the dams that the dam busters went for, together with a lot of other sites, and it was absolutely fascinating. We rode from Norwich down to the tunnel, through the tunnel, across into Germany, stopped mid-Germany on the first night, and then through to a place called Soest. And we then spent 10 days touring different areas of Germany through the Harz Mountains and what have you. But we spent one night, we actually rode into Colditz. The actual Colditz, what was the prisoner of war castle. We rode in there, parked up, spent the night at Colditz, because it's now a youth hostel, which the British Legion have access to, and I'm part of the British Legion. So we spent the night there, and then had a tour of Colditz Castle itself, and most of it is as it was. So you'll walk into rooms which were the cells being used by the Allied officers that were being held there. But that was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And we did a lot of different sites in Germany over that 10 days before riding back again. And that was a great time, really good. I suppose my first experience with LIND would have been with LIND at Norwich, which now unfortunately is closed. But here, I got really to know the guys here at about the same time as I did at Norwich. But what I've found, especially since they've moved here from their old place in town, they've moved to this new place. It's such a fresh building, and it's got such a warm environment that you come in and it's like a family environment in a way. The guy, and it doesn't matter who you meet. It could be Mike, good old Mike, Keith, any of the sales team, any of the guys on parts or service desk, even the cleaner, she'll give you a hug. It's great, you know. I mean, you can come in and you instantly felt at home. They're glad to see you. They'll do anything to help you. And you're always made welcome. And for me, a few years back, I think what really showed just the commitment that these guys have got, and the fact that they've got the mentality. Bikers are a strange breed in a way, because once it's not like a friendship. As you meet people in the biking world, they become family. It's more than just a friendship, it's a real kinship. And it showed here one day. Wife and I were en route here. Come and have a look at the bikes, have a chat, have a donut, because it was a Saturday. And we got involved in an accident just outside Newmarket. Got ourselves here, and I came in and I saw Mike, and I said to him, any chance you can organise us somehow, either get us a taxi or whatever, to get us back to Norwich, because the insurance or the recovery on my insurance, yeah, they recover your car, but leave you standing on the roadside, which is no good. And he give Mike his due, he leave it with me. The next thing you know, they're taking me home. No, just they dropped everything, organised it just to get me and the missus home when we were ready, you know. Yeah, we got your lift, and that's it, and it was done. And that really summed it up. And I wrote actually to, obviously, with the bosses, if you like, at LIND, and just highlighted what Mike had done. And he really had put himself out. And we've never looked back. We're good mates. He's a good man. And it rubs off. You know, Mike's the boss here. And the team that he's got here are so committed, so easygoing and friendly, and highly professional. And you can't get a lot better than that. You've got a little bit of everything here in this environment here. So yeah, they've done a good job, and Mike's running a really good ship here. So yeah, I love it. I'll come in. I'll often come. This is a regular stop for me if I'm out riding. It's a regular stop. Come in, have a coffee, have a chat with the guys, go and see Phil or whoever on the parts desk, and have a chat with them. They're just good guys.